Hi, everyone. Welcome to the How We Hustle podcast.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Tanya. And we invite you to join us in our unfiltered conversation about the real life hustle of being an entrepreneur. For more information about the podcast, check out howwehustlepodcast.com.
Make sure to check us out on Instagram at How We Hustle Podcast. You'll find information on new episodes as well as notable quotes from the episodes we do. So come check us out at How We Hustle Podcast on Instagram.
So traveling is a big part of my life, a big part of your life, Mike. And before we were kind of talking a little bit about how you have the travel itch right now and like how different people travel and like the difference between how we travel and how some other people travel. So tell me a little bit about what's happening with your travel itch.
Yeah, I just really want to get on a plane and go somewhere. Right now, my girlfriend she wants to kind of do it differently. Wants to like go to like a beach and make a big event out of it. So I guess like Tanya, you and I were talking before about kind of like the different approaches, whether or not traveling is, what did I say before? I think I said an event but basically like
everyday life.
Yeah, it's just like
a lifestyle.
I don't really want to think about it. I just want to go somewhere and just like wake up tomorrow in a different city, have my laptop, and just keep doing what I'm doing. But when it's hard to do this, it's become hard for me to do that because, also one of the things too is that I'm dealing with my girlfriend. She's like, if she knew I was saying this, she wouldn't be so happy, but she's like, I don't really understand like you wanting to travel by yourself.
Welcome to dating Mike Thompson. He's quite independent and he enjoys just exploring, adventuring. He just goes.
But I'm the kind of person where it's like, it really connects me with myself. So if I were to get on a plane tomorrow and, a place that I've gone to, I'll just use an example, a place I've gone to a few times is Colombia.
Buenos Aires.
Well, I went to Buenos Aires one time and I went there alone for 2 months basically. But I've been to Medellin, Colombia. I've gone there twice in the last little while by myself. And it's like, why would you want to go by yourself? And the reason is because when you travel by yourself, it's just...
Wait, has she ever traveled by herself?
Yes and no, but more likely the answer is no.
Because I would have said the same thing as she just said if I hadn't done it. But though I've only done it once, and I guess I've done it a lot more times than once now. But like back in the day, I'd only done like one big trip by myself, and it was surprisingly more fun than I thought. I had no idea that it was going to be so fun.
But it's like, some people like she'll say to me, be like, I don't understand, like what could you possibly want to do by yourself? But it's like, I don't know. That's the point. It's like if I go by myself, meet new people, and just challenge myself to.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, get out of my comfort zone. But it's also like, especially in the context of being an entrepreneur, it's like, if I want to work, it's like, it's like, if I go with someone else, especially someone else who's seeing this as like a vacation, then, then every day we have to sort of be tourists. And it's like, I just want to go somewhere like, example, Colombia or a million other places that you could go and just... like get up, kind of walk around, get some coffee, go to a restaurant, maybe like...
Mall walk outside.
Yeah, mall walk, whatever. Like just walk, but also be creative and not be necessarily... Yes, I'm a tourist. If I go to a different country, sure, I'm a tourist, but I don't want to be I want to be a vagabonder, not like a like a vacationer, right?
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is basically that... You're there to work and be focused, but also enjoy like a new place.
Yeah. So like, for example, there's, I could easily just go home today and go on my computer, book a trip somewhere and leave tomorrow. And like, that would be normal.
And you've done that.
I have
many times.
Yeah. Last time I went to Colombia, I booked
Mike calls me from the airport. So I'm at the airport.
I booked the trip at 2 a.m. and my flight left at 8 a.m.
Oh, yeah. He sent me a text at 2 a.m. My flight's leaving at 8 a.m. Oh, where are you going? I'm just so used to it now because, like, you do it all the time to me. So,
but other people look at me and they're like, is something wrong with you? Like, And it's like, maybe there is, like, but really it's like, it's a challenge for me to have this lifestyle when there are like civilians in my life that are like, like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And like, what?
That's one of my biggest concerns about having a relationship is like a 9 to 5 or like, well, I like to work on the weekends because like things are busy. So like I'd like to just like work on the weekends and do things when people are not around during the day, like with my daytime friends. But yeah, if I had a 9 to 5 as a boyfriend, like, you can only go away certain times of the year and like certain times and for short periods.
You have to like explain yourself when it comes to traveling. And it's like traveling, I don't really want to explain myself. I just want to go and roll with it. It's like, what's the difference if I'm in Toronto or a different city? Doing like, I don't need to have an agenda, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I just want to but traveling to, when you're in a relationship, and it's challenging me right now because I have cut back last like little while on my sporadic travel, and I really have that bug right now to just go somewhere for the sake of it. And I don't, I'm struggling with kind of doing that while, having a girlfriend that is not of that mindset and doesn't really understand the value or purpose in me going somewhere else. If she listens to this, I'm going to be in trouble, but.
Well, I mean, why don't we talk about how you could, because we all have those relationships, or, when you're in a relationship, like, how do you explain to them, like, I'm doing this for work? Like, what's the difference between going on a work trip somewhere else?
And
how do you explain the value of, like the value that switching up your environment has on your creativity and the ROI on creativity, It's like, that's part of one of the big benefits of like travel, but just like switching up your environment, getting out of your same routine. Like my routine right now in Toronto, it's like, I get up and I go to the same workspace, or I work from home, and I get coffee from the same coffee shops, and I buy my food in the same places. And it's like, you start to get stale, and you start to get a little bit.
And it's cold here now. And
the weather's starting to turn.
Can't golf for me. Can't go for mall walks for you.
Oh, I can still mall walk. Don't worry about that. In fact, my mall walking.
Mall walk gets real.
Yeah, this is my mall walk. This is mall walking season right now.
It's mall walking season.
I'm not actually a mall walker.
If people don't know about your mall walking, they're going to be like, what are they talking about? Mike likes to mall walk because he likes to walk a lot every day. And in the wintertime, it's freaking freezing here. And so sensibly, he walks at the mall instead of walking outside in the snow.
I just like to buy treats in the food court, okay? That's all it is.
Ooh, I do too.
I don't actually, I just want people to know I don't actually go to the mall and do laps. I really don't do that.
He says he doesn't, but I'm not quite sure about that. Anyways, back to you having this difficult conversation. I mean, I think what you're saying is that, if you explained it in that way, it might not seem like something she would want to go with.
Or something she'd be...
If I were to say to her, okay, look, I'm going to, wherever tomorrow, could be... Places I want to go right now are Austin, Texas, Bogota, Colombia.
What? You want to go to Austin? I want to go to Austin. Let's do that together.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't go together. Never mind. And you don't golf, so never mind.
But she would say, well...
Nashville?
Yeah, I'm open to... Honestly, I would like to go anywhere. Anywhere that I can just kind of like... Yeah, but it's a hard sell when, other people are in your life, and, it's a mindset, and then some people really, when it comes to traveling, it's like, okay, if we're going to travel, we need to plan it, we need to have an itinerary, but also it's like, when we get there, we need to make the most of the time we're there. So I don't want you just being on your laptop all day. It's like, and it's like that kind of, I mean, I get that as well, but if I can't work when I travel because we need to make the most of it, then I can't travel because I need to work. So it's like...
I've had those experiences though, where I go and I'm like, okay, I'm going to work most of the day and then I'm just going to do something fun like part of the time. And it ends up being like, oh no, wait, I'm with someone else. And they're like, no, we have to go. And like, I literally end up working from like 11 at night until like 2, 3 in the morning because I don't have any other time to work.
Like to me, a great trip would be like, as I said, one of the places I want to go is Bogota, where I've never been there. Like just get on a plane, go there and have no real plans. Wake up tomorrow morning in Bogota with my laptop, go find a cool cafe, spend 2 hours, get some work done, 2, 3 hours, get some work done, go for a walk, get some food, find somewhere else, just whatever. Like,
I also think though, I mean, that's amazing, but I also think that as much as I never thought that this would be the case, because I'm not very like outgoing when I'm by myself, but when you are by yourself, people approach you. So you actually end up meeting a lot more people just because people talk to you because you're not with someone else.
Right. And that's the thing, too. When you're with someone else, that's your comfort zone. And
no one talks to you also.
You stick with your comfort zone because that's your, like, you could travel to a different part or travel somewhere. But if you're with a partner, you can really find yourself not talking to anyone else the whole time because you just have your partner. But if you're alone, then you really open up yourself to all sorts of opportunity and experience that really is hard to come by. For me too, like, I mean, some people are just really like, outgoing, but for me, if I have like a comfort zone, a safety net of someone else with me, I'm going to rely on that safety net. I'm not really going to meet people. But if I'm alone, then I force myself to put myself out there and kind of just, meet people.
Yeah, I think like it's like we are starving to talk to someone or something because I never thought that I would. But when I'm alone, I tend to, and I end up talking to a ton more people. And I don't know if it's them or if it's me or if it's like my energy or what it is. But certainly I found when I went away all by myself, like it's amazing how many people invite you places or introduce you places or have you ask you to come along to stuff. So it's not like you really will be like too alone. Like I'm sure like if you went to a cafe or if you went out somewhere, went for dinner somewhere, like someone would talk to you eventually, but at least having your like day to focus on like what you're there to do. Like I always just think to myself, it'd be so nice if I could just like sit on a patio and do my work like by the beach or by the pool when it's freezing cold here.
Yeah. So it's like, it's this idea of, it's really a mindset, right? And that's kind of what the point of the episode was, is how do you approach travel? What's the mindset? And my problem is that like my girlfriend is of a different mindset and doesn't really understand why I would want to travel to another city by myself, unless I have some like ulterior motives that are, go against the best interests of our relationship. When of course that's not the case. It's just, it really opens up my mind and creativity and experiences. And she's like, well, why don't we just plan to do it together? And it's like, I get that, but for the reasons we just spoke about, it's like, and I'm finding it very hard to, especially the older I get, it's like, is traveling alone just like, is that still cool or is that just like a character defect I have,
No, when I was traveling by myself, when I went to Belize, I met a lot of people. I met like a really old guy who was like in his 80s and he said that his wife is she hates traveling. So he has traveled the world, like gone to like 80 something countries all by himself.
Yeah. And that's like, I mean, on a relationship level, I would say that's almost, but that's a different topic. But I mean, I think that almost is a recipe for a healthy relationship. And that's something that like my dad kind of does that as well, where he travels the world for his kind of twilight career, which is like speaking. And his wife doesn't really go with him because she's got her own things going on. She's got a granddaughter that she lives with and she's got like her own volunteering and stuff. And it's just like, but by doing their own things and him, doing his travels, it brings them closer together because they get to they don't have to sacrifice things for each other just for the sake of it. They each chase their own purpose and creativity. And then, when they come back together, they're like stronger because of it.
And it probably makes you like more interesting to each other too.
Yeah,
like sure. If you don't have every experience together.
For sure. But my point is that not everyone shares this mindset that I'm speaking of. Not everyone kind of sees the value in doing things alone. And,
So if you guys do share this mindset, or if you resonated with this, please do please do comment on it. Please do let us know. Cause
or if you're struggling too, you want to just book a flight tonight and go somewhere tomorrow for a week, but you struggle with how you're going to explain it and sell it to, people that are in your life that maybe rely on you, or
send them this episode.
Yeah, I would love to hear how other people are kind of coping with this challenge or dealing with it or whatever.
Thank you, Mike, for sharing that, because certainly a different mindset on travel and traveling alone and being an entrepreneur and having that travel as a lifestyle.
And that's a wrap on another episode of How We Hustle. For more information, check out howwehustlepodcast.com.